The Flash issue 19, Joshua Williamson writing and Jesus Marino on art. And this, I basically divide this issue into three segments. There's the fun segment, which is Boomerang, Flash, and Kid Flash being like tied up with these like Aussie gangsters, and they've got their
Weavers,
their guns, and Kid Flash uses the boomerang to like cut all the weapons up, and it's just a really fun, lot of jokes. And then you have the more kind of emotional middle section where Kid Flash finds out his father's died in Suicide Squad, because Boomerang tells him, and he runs off. Barry runs off after him, and in an effort to connect and try and make him feel better, Barry reveals who he is. And it was a great moment because you hear him say his name, and you're like, he's taking his hood down. He's going to turn around and he's going to see Barry. And you turn the page, and sure enough, there's Barry. So, really, really cool.
Put a smile on my face, and then you get to Wally's reaction, which that smile turned quickly to a frown.
Oh, it was heartwarming at first until he started asking about Iris. Like, does Iris know?
Yep.
And then he got really upset that she didn't. And, like, you're a liar. This is what Daniel did to me. This is...
And he's justified. I want to be like, hey, Wally, stop being a little shit. Like, he cares a lot for you and your aunt. But at the same time, him being like a 15-year-old kid and the life that he's led and been lied to his whole time, it makes sense. Not like it's not out of anywhere, out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So...
and Wally runs off, and that's kind of that. And then, of course, the final part of the issue, which is... I mean, the issue was good anyway. Like, all that stuff, it was fun, and then it was emotional, character beats worked well. But then the final part of the issue, which is there to set up the button, but we go to Iron Heights, and Eobard Thawne, not only does Reverse Flash break out of his restraints, and he's like full, classic yellow Reverse Flash, he says, I remember being killed by Thomas Wayne in Flashpoint. I'm going to make his son pay.
Yeah. I'm going to teach his son a lesson. Yeah.
This is exciting.
There was the little tease earlier on, as they were sitting out in the Australian desert, and they were talking. Yeah, that's the one, the Outback. But yeah, they were talking about. But Barry was telling his story of what Eobard did to his mother in the past, and you just get like the shadow of him over the sky running across. It's just like he's in fate, he's everything. He's just there, and he's coming.
Oh man, Eobard remembering Flashpoint though, and presumably remembering the time before it, if he remembers Flashpoint.
And this is why I love Flash. As for all of this murkiness.
It's super. Obviously, we've got another issue before we get to like the button stuff, right? But this is clearly setting up the button. And actually, as much as we thought, oh, they're going to investigate and that's going to be the inciting incident, I actually kind of like that. Oh no, they've set up another reason why they're going to look into things, because Eobard's going to show up, and obviously
and mention it presumably.
Yeah. And obviously, Batman's going to be like, oh shit, I need a speedster. Barry, can you come and like protect me from Eobard Thawne? He's trying to kill me. Thank you. I'm being facetious, but like, I like that. That's kind of it's giving us a new into the storyline rather than just just the one obvious thing, which is cool. Because
I had a big old stupid grin on my face when I got to that last page and see Thawne break out and just him mention Flashpoint.
Like, do you know what it reminds me of? Do you remember in Flashpoint when he showed up? It was the cliffhanger at the end of issue 4, I think it was, just the second last issue when he finally showed up. And he's like, "Look at what you did, Barry. Just look at what you did." It just reminded me of that, like him showing up and being like, "Oh, I remember this."
I think what I love about him is he always has the power. He always has the knowledge, and he is that demon knowing things that others don't. That's what makes him dangerous beyond just the speed.
Yep.
Yeah. No, it was fun. And like I said, I'd like to gloss over the early stuff of this show, because I really liked. I thought Boomerang was a lot of fun, and then Boomerang has this thing, like a lot of the rogues do, where they're not actually that evil. So when he actually kind of chokes up, like telling Wally about his dad, it's like he can tell he cares enough, and he's not a dick to, like just like he cares that he's hurting this kid's feelings. He's not just throwing it out, which is nice.
Yeah, well, and it makes me wonder about his own son. Because we had Captain Boomerang in Wally's run when Johns had him, and he was the second one. So it just makes me wonder if that's still kind of continuity. Like, he has a son that he's abandoned, and this,
it would play into this nicely, wouldn't it?
That's the sort of thing they could just decide to do. Like, because if he has abandoned them, it's not like they had to have had him mention him before. So,
right?
Yeah.
So it works.
I thought generally the art was still bugging me a little bit in the first half.
I noticed it. I liked it because I liked the art in the last issue as well. But I did notice that when it got to the emotional like demasking, it changed quite a bit at that point of the issue.
Yeah, and obviously Giandomenico's done some of the art. I think he just does the ending.
He does certainly the first page with just Wally and Barry after they run off. I'm sure it's him because it definitely changes there.
Yeah, it does. As soon as it goes to when it changes to nighttime, something in the art changes, and it is completely different. But in that first part, while I'm not as big a fan of it, the page I did really like is when Wally's going around with the boomerang. I really like that it followed the boomerang's arc, and that really gave it a sense of energy and momentum because you could follow it around through the boxes.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was cool. So that's super fun and then emotional and then a really cool big end. And this was a great issue of Flash, I think.
Yeah, it was.